Hello everyone, welcome to Share Dudes, and this is just an update. Bale, ito yung pinaka-latest update natin sa training dahil maraming nagre-request ng Tagalog na training para mas madali daw maintindihan. So at the end of this video ay isasama pa rin namin yung mga modules para mas naiintindihan ninyo yung concept ng Facebook ads. Itong video na ito is yung practical application and explanation kung paano ba nag-work ang Facebook ads, ang pixel, kung saan kayo pupunta kapag magra-run kayo ng campaigns. Okay? So, salamat sa mga VIP customers natin na nag-purchase ng ating course. Ang 299 pesos ay sobrang baba lamang sa knowledge na makukuha ninyo sa ating training. And yung VIP support at ang mga tips and tricks na patuloy natin ipoprovide sa ating group para matutunan nyo ng mabuti ang marketing at para umunlad ang inyong mga businesses. Okay? So, mag-i-start tayo. I-explain ko sa inyo kung ano ba ang Facebook Pixel. Okay? Kasi marami ang naguguluhan. Kahit na nag-upload na tayo ng video, itatry ko pa din na i-explain ng mas malinaw sa abot ng aking makakaya. Okay? So, ito yung dashboard ng Business Manager. So, sa mga hindi pa nakakagawa, punta lang kayo sa business.facebook.com, sign up lang kayo or mag-sign in using the same personal profile. So, yung personal profile ninyo, pag nakalagin na kayo sa browser, pag pumunta kayo sa business.facebook.com, automatic na madedetect yan at makakapag-login kayo. Okay? So, dito, pag nandito na kayo sa dashboard, pag click nyo to, dito lalabas lahat ng tools. Okay? So, madaming tools pero ang madalas lang talagang ginagamit dito is yung Ads Manager, Audiences kapag magre-research kayo ng inyong mga audience, Business Settings, and Events Manager. So sa billing, makikita nyo dito kung magkano na yung running balance ninyo. Okay? So sa ngayon, pupunta muna tayo, didiscuss muna natin kung ano ba ang Facebook Pixel. Okay? So dito sa Events Manager na tool or na page, dito nyo makikita and dito kayo makakapag-set up ng inyong Facebook Pixel. Pero ano nga ba yung Facebook Pixel? Bale, to simplify, yung Facebook Pixel ang nagtatrack ng activities ng mga tao sa inyong website. So, kapag magra-run kayo ng conversion ads, papakita ko sa inyo mamaya kung ano ba yung conversion ads. Okay? So, pag halimbawa, let's say for example dito sa ating website, nalalaman ni Facebook or nire-record ni Facebook kung ilang tao ang pumunta sa page na to. So, yung mga taong nag-click mula sa ating advertisement sa Facebook, yung mga pumunta dito is natatrack niya. And ano yung use nito? So, meron kasing tinatawag na custom audience and look-alike audience. And magagamit mo ang data sa retargeting. So, for example, meron tayong 1,000 na tao na pumunta dito sa website. Pero 200 lang ang nag-purchase. Okay? So, meron tayong nasayang na 800 na customers. So, ang pwede natin gawin is i-retarget natin sila. So, yung 800 na tao, magra-run ako ng panibagong ads na targeting them only. So, yung 800 lang na tao ang makakakita ng panibagong ads or nung retargeting ad na ating isa-set up. Okay? So, ang lookalike audience naman, so let's say for example, meron tayong 1,000 purchases. Kapag malaki na yung data ng purchase natin, purchase event, is mas madali para kay Facebook na hanapan tayo ng mga buyers. Okay? Actually, advanced na yan na mga custom and lookalike audiences. Pero ituturo lang muna natin dito sa inyo para lang makuha ninyo yung kung paano mag-run ng Facebook ad campaign. Kasi kapag natutunan nyo na mas madali na lang intindihin kung paano mag-scale, or ibig sabihin ng scale is kung paano pa mas mapapadami ang inyong sales. Okay? So, paano ba mag-install ng Facebook Pixel? So, malinaw yun sorry. So, yung Facebook Pixel, again, is siya yung nag-collect ng data, ng activities, ng mga customers na pumupunta sa website ninyo. So, natatrack niya kung sino yung mga bumili, or sino yung nag-browse lang sa page nyo, and sino yung mga nag-add to cart kung meron kayong Shopify stores, mga ganon. So, natatrack niya yun. Okay, so paano nga ba mag-setup nito? Kapag bago lang ang iyong account, meron kang makikitang malaking button dito somewhere to install your Pixel. Pero dahil matagal na tong account na to, hindi nyo na siya makikita dito. Pero ganito lang mag-install ng Pixel. So, kiklik ko lang tong add event, tapos manually add Pixel code to website. Okay? So, ayan. Ito yung base code. Kumbaga, yung base code, siya yung ilalagay nyo sa pinaka-homepage ninyo, and lahat ng activities, kahit pumunta pa siya sa thank you page, sa blog, is matatrack niya yan basta nandyan yung base code. Okay? So, hindi nyo na kailangan alamin pa kung ano yung mga nakalagay dyan. Kasi kahit kami hindi namin naiintindihan yan, pero yan lang yung way ni Facebook na matrack nga yung mga activities. Okay, so dito, magsasample tayo mag-install ng Pixel sa ating website. Okay, so ito yung isa sa another training guide, growth mindset na ating inaayos at isi-share sa mga nag-purchase ng reseller package ng ating digital products. So isa itong growth mindset. So, sa mga nag-purchase pala, paki-send ng email address ninyo para ma-send namin itong landing page. So, hindi nyo na kailangan gumawa ng landing page. Lahat na to ay ginawa na namin. So, ikakopy nyo na lang to once na pero kailangan nyo ng account dito sa platform na ginagamit namin. Okay? So, meron silang $1 trial. And magagamit nyo lahat ng tools within a month. So, very essential to kung nag-online business kayo. Kasi pag wala kayong online presence, walang makakahanap ng negosyo ninyo. Okay? So, paano ba mag-install? Ito yung homepage niya. So, pag mag-install, nandito lang siya sa, balik tayo dito sa site para makita nyo. Okay. So, pupunta lang tayo dito sa 3 dots and then settings. Okay. So, dito sa baba, yung page script. Yan. By the way, kung meron kayong WordPress site, pare-parehas lang siya kung paano siya nilalagay. As per Facebook, ilalagay mo lang to sa between heads, ano lang to, head script lang to. If I'm not mistaken. So, copy code. And then, paste lang natin siya dito. So, ayan yung script. Tapos, nandyan yung end of script. Copy-paste lang. Again, dito sa page script. Tapos, save. Okay. So, once ma-save natin siya, i-republish lang natin siya. And then, try natin puntahan yung mismong website. So, pupuntahan natin yung page. Kunin lang natin yung extension. So, growth mindset. Close natin. Ayan. So, paano malalaman kung na-install nyo ng tama yung Pixel? So, di ba, in-install na natin siya sa script, kinapi-paste natin. Mag-download kayo ng Facebook Helper. So, type ko dito, Facebook Helper. Yan. So, Facebook Pixel Helper pala. Tapos, install nyo sa Chrome. Pag in-install nyo siya, lalabas siya. Ito na siya. Facebook Pixel Helper. So, kapag pumunta ka sa isang website na merong naka-install na Pixel, lalabas siya ng ganito. And, ayan, makikita nyo, meron nag-fire na yung page view So, natatrack niya na merong isang tao or merong nag-access ng link na to. Okay? Hindi. Mali pala. Hindi pala yan yung... Ayan. So, ito pala. Ito yung page na kung saan tayo nag-install ng Pixel. Okay? So, makikita nyo, ayan, natatrack niya na may taong nandito sa page, na tinitingnan yung page. So, natatrack niya ako na nandito ako ngayon sa page na to. Okay? So, that's about it sa Pixel. So, kung may katanungan, again, i-post lang sa ating group and sasagutin natin yan para matulungan natin ang inyong para matulungan namin kayo. Okay? So, next na ita-topic natin is ang so, yung iba pang tools. So, isingit ko lang yung about sa business settings. Okay, so bago kayo makapag-run ng ad, kailangan yung i-add yung page na gagamitin nyo. Okay? So, punta kayo dito kasi kapag hindi naka-add yung page, hindi kayo makakapag-run ng ad. So, click nyo lang tong pages, tapos click nyo tong add button dito, and then click add a page. Tapos, tatype nyo lang dito kung ano yung pangalan ng page nyo, and lalabas siya. So, for example, ayan, may mga lumalabas dyan. Pero make sure na sa inyo yan. Sa inyo yung page na yan. Okay? So, click mo lang, and then add page. Okay? So, close na natin yan. Kapag na-add page nyo na siya, magagamit nyo na, makakapag-run na kayo ng ads. Okay? So, dito naman, i-add pa din natin ang payments. Okay? So, dito, click nyo yung add payment. So, ang alam ko lang na tinatanggap nila, or at least yung ginagamit namin, is PayPal. Okay? So, kung meron kayong PayPal, i-connect nyo lang dito, or pwede din yung sa Union Bank na Ion, pwede rin yun. Ang alam ko is pwede kayong kumuha ng Ion card sa 7-Eleven. And pwede rin yata yung PayMaya kasi meron silang virtual na, I think, MasterCard. Pwede nyo siyang gamitin. Okay, so kapag, ayan, ready na, meron na tayong payment method, na-add nyo na yung page, nakapag-create na kayo ng ad account. So, kailangan yung ad account. Sa isang business manager is makakagawa kayo ng 5 ad accounts. Pero kapag bago yung business manager nyo, huwag kayong gagawa ng madaming account, 5 accounts kaagad. So, isa lang muna, and then make sure na makapag-run kayo ng ads for 15 days. Kumbaga is matest lang ni Facebook na talagang nagbabayad ang inyong card para mag-trust siya sa inyo, hindi may disable yung account ninyo. Okay, so punta na tayo dito sa Ads Manager para start na tayo mag-run ng campaign. Okay, so you can see madami na tayong na-run na ads, and ito lang yung titingnan nyo. Huwag nyo nang papansinin itong account overview o yung COVID-19 resources. Focus lang tayo sa campaigns, sa ad sets, tapos sa ads. So, 3 lang yan. Sa campaigns, doon natin pipiliin yung campaign objective. Okay? So, ano-ano ba yung campaign objective? So, try natin i-click itong create button. Okay? So, yan ang iba-ibang campaign objectives ni Facebook. So, brand awareness, reach, traffic, engagement, app installs, video views, lead generation, messages, conversions, catalog sales, and store traffic. So, dito, ang madalas lang namin gamitin, and madalas nyo rin na gagamitin, is yung traffic, engagement, and conversions. Okay? Pero, at the end of the day, kapag may binibenta kayong product, ang pinaka-conversion talaga na goal natin is yung purchase, which is nasa conversion siya. Okay? So, kami, kahit sa ngayon, na-test namin na kahit wala pang purchase data from the Pixel, is alam ni Facebook na purchase yung hinahanap mo kasi yun ang hinihingi mo. So, yun ang ibibigay niya sa'yo. So, sa mga business owners dito na nag-boost post, ang boost post kasi is more on engagement lang siya. More on comments, shares, and likes. So dito sa business manager is, kumbaga, mas detailed siya. Kung ano talaga yung gusto mo na ibigay ni Facebook, yun ang makukuha mo. So kung gusto mo ng traffic, ibig sabihin ng traffic, kung meron kang store or offer, bibigyan ka ni Facebook ng mga tao na pupunta doon sa store mo. So, magkiklik ng link outside Facebook. Okay? So, kung engagement naman, yun nga, mga likes, shares, and comments. So, sa conversions, meron tayong iba't ibang klase ng conversion. So, kung meron kang online store, meron tayong view content, add to cart, and purchase. Okay? So, pero sabi ko nga, ang end goal natin is purchase. So, mas maganda na para sa amin, ina-advise namin na purchase conversion agad yung i-run mo. Kasi doon matitest mo na kung may mga tao ba talagang bibili ng product mo. So, after a few tests, kung wala, move on ka na sa another product if you are doing dropshipping. Okay? So, ang isa-sample natin dito is conversions kasi marami nalilito. Ano ba yung conversions na yan? Okay, so click natin yung conversion and then click natin yung continue. Okay, so dito sa campaigning, test lang to. So, test conversion purchase. For example lang, bahala, kahit ano naman yung ipangalan ninyo, basta at least na alam ninyo kung ano yung ad na yon para hindi kayo nalilito kapag tinitingnan nyo yung metrics. Okay? So ako, ginagawa ko is kinakopy ko lang yan. Tapos, move na tayo sa ad set level. So ito yung ad set, di ba? Campaign, ad set, tapos ad. So pag tinost ko yan, yun din siya. So, campaign, ad sets, ad. Okay, so, pwedeng i-click ko to, or pwedeng i-click ko to, tapos i-click ko yung sa baba. Ayan na nga lumabas. Okay, so, para pumasok ka dyan, i-click mo lang siya. Ay, sorry. So, para makapunta ka dito sa ad set, para ma-edit mo siya, i-click mo tong pencil icon. Okay. So, test conversion purchase, ipipaste ko lang yung pangalan ng campaign. Okay? So, same lang siya. And ano ba yung conversion? So, dito sa atin, meron tayong website, app, messenger, or WhatsApp. So, tayo or kami, dahil nasa website yung binibenta namin, website conversion yung pinipili namin. Tapos, scroll down, tapos pipili kayo ng conversion event. Okay, so sa conversion event, doon nyo pipiliin kung anong klaseng conversion mang gusto nyo. So meron tayong view content, meron tayong, ito is custom conversion, so hindi ko to i-discuss para hindi kayo malito. And standard, kumbaga standard event lang yung i-discuss natin. So view content, purchase, and ito yung mga madalas gamitin. Add to cart. Pero kasi yung store namin kasi digital siya, wala kaming add to cart. Yung purchase namin is direct sa mga payment platforms na ginagamit namin, which is GCash, PayMaya, or Coins.ph. So yung mga natatrack lang sa amin is page view and purchase. Okay? So nakikita nyo dito meron tayong 1.2k events sa view content, tapos sa Facebook ads, course na purchase is madami na siya. Okay? And sa inyo, kapag bago pa lang kayo magra-run ito, kulay red yan, kagaya nito, mga red, kasi wala siyang data. Pero okay lang yan, kasi dyan kayo mag-i-start, dyan kayo makakapagsimula na makakuha ng data using pixel na in-install nyo. Okay, so conversion and purchase yung pipiliin ko para mas simple. Okay? So, ayan. So, kapag magra-run kayo ng ad, make sure na 12 a.m. ang time. 12 a.m. kayo mag-start. Huwag kayo mag-i-start ng 6 a.m., 7 a.m., or 8 a.m., dapat 12 a.m. Kasi para si Facebook, halimbawa yung daily budget nyo is 100 pesos lang. Ang minimum kasi is 52. Kapag conversion, I think mas maganda na sa 150 or 200 pataas. Pero kung mga traffic or mga engagement, okay na yung 52. Pero example lang is 100 pesos. Dahil 2 a.m. na, iraran natin yung ad natin the following day na. So the 29th, tapos 12 a.m. Okay, so bakit 12 a.m.? Para gastusin ni Facebook ang inyong daily budget na spread siya in 24 hours. Kapag nag-start ka kasi ng 6 a.m., uubusin niya yan before 12 the following day. Okay, so 12 a.m. the following day. Okay? And ayan. So i-discuss naman natin dito is yung audience. So maraming katanungan about sa targeting. Paano ba tayo maghahanap ng ating audience? So sa audience kasi, ang madalas namin ginagawa is naghahanap kami ng competitors ng product na binibenta nyo. So competitors, websites, magazines, TV shows, endorsers, mga ganon. So, ganun kami maghanap. So, let's say for example, ang niche mo is dog and nagbebenta ka ng mga dog food. Let's say for example. Okay? So, sa detailed targeting, dito mo ilalagay kung sinong grupo ba ng tao ang pwedeng bumili ng product mo. Okay? So, pwede tayong maglagay dito ng mga dog breed mismo. So, let's say, for example, German Shepherd. Ayan. So, mismong dog siya. And napakadami. 73 million ang target audience. So, kapag ganyan kadami, pwede natin siyang i-narrow down. Para sa amin, ang healthy na number ng audience is 1 to 5 million. Papababain natin siya kasi from 73 million, so i-narrow down natin. Ano pa ba yung dog breed? Chow Chow, meron ba? Chow, ayan. Chow. Ayan, so 2.9 million people. Okay? And ibig sabihin nitong targeting natin, yung hahanapin ni Facebook yung mga tao na nag-like sa page na related sa German Shepherd, pero dapat yung mga tao na yon is nag-like din sa page na Chow Chow. So, dito, ibig sabihin, most likely, yung mga taong to is sobrang hihilig sa aso or merong mga alagang aso. So, kapag ganun yung audience mo, kung may alaga silang aso, malamang is magiging interested sila sa dog food na binibenta mo. Okay? And then, yung sa age limit, so depende kasi ito sa products na binibenta nyo, pero yung sineset namin dito is starting 21 years old. Kasi most likely may mga trabaho na yan or at least may pera na pambili. Okay? And sa gender naman, depende rin to sa product na binibenta nyo. So kung slimming or beauty products, women lang yung pipiliin nyo. Okay? So, pero naman, kagaya niyan, yung dog niche or mga dog food, pwedeng all. Okay? Tapos, scroll down natin. So, sa language, wag nyo na siyang lagyan. Just leave it blank. Okay? And ito, sa automatic placement, kahit recommended ang nakalagay dyan, magma-manual placement lang tayo and mobile lang ang tatargeting natin. Okay? Kasi most of the people ngayon, nasa mobile na sila nagbabrowse ng Facebook. And mas cheaper siya compared sa desktop. Okay? So, kiklik nyo to, manual payments, and then untick nyo yung desktop para maging mobile lang siya. And then, untick nyo yung Instagram, Messenger, Audience Network. Leave nyo lang yung newsfeed. So, untick nyo to lahat. Yan. Ayan. So, make sure na newsfeed lang siya. And scroll mo pa at the bottom, show more options. I-click nyo tong only when connected to Wi-Fi. Kasi kapag ayun nga, di ba, may binibenta ka, tapos naka-Facebook Lite or naka-free Facebook lang yung audience, hindi sila makakapunta sa website mo. So, sayang ng click. Binabayaran natin yung per click. Okay, so click nyo to na only when connected to Wi-Fi. Okay, tapos ito, ignore nyo na lang yan. Diretso na tayo. Kasi ito manual bidding na to. So, mga very advanced marketing na to na maaari naman nating i-discuss in the near future kapag marunong na kayong lahat ng at least basic man lang sa Facebook ads. Okay? So, next na natin is yung ad level or yung creative. So, yung creative, doon nyo ilalagay yung image or yung video. Okay? So, yung campaign, i-close ko to para mas malinaw ulit. So, sa campaign level, dito tayo pipili kung anong campaign objectives. So, kung traffic, engagement, purchase, conversion, dito natin siya isi-set. So, sa ad sets, dito natin pipiliin yung age, yung gender, yung targeting, yung daily budget, yung time, etc. Okay? So, sa ads level, dito naman natin isi-set yung dito natin ilalagay yung creatives ninyo. So, image, video, yung ad copy, etc. Okay? Ayan. So, sa image, yung madalas namin ginagamit na website to create an image ad is Canva. So, punta lang kayo sa canva.com. And kapag mobile lang kasi mobile lang yung target natin, mas maganda yung square image kasi malaki yung kinakain niyang space sa screen ng audience. So, pwede kang mag-search ng square or bas okay na. Ako kasi sinesearch ko na lang is Instagram post kasi 1080 by 1080 siya. Okay, so marami tayong iba't ibang images dito na pwede nating gamitin. Pero, tandaan nyo, malaking note na ang image ad ay dapat may 20% or less text lang. So kapag sobrang dami yung text, malalaking text, kukunti lang yung image, may ano yan, kumbaga is parurusahan kayo ni Facebook and hindi niya i-deliver or hindi ganun kadami yung mga tao na makakakita ng ad mo. Okay? So, mas maganda is no text, puro lang image, or sobrang konti lang na text. Kagaya nito, siguro papasa na yan. Pero, meron tayong gagamitin na tool para ma-check nyo kung papasa ba siya. Okay? So, let's say for example, ito, gamitin natin image. Tapos, hanap tayo ng food, for example. Nagbebenta kayo ng ito. Yan. So, simple lang siya gamitin. So, photos, mag-search ka lang. Kung free account ka, yung mga free images lang din yung mga gamit mo. So, meron tayong elements, text, ayan. So, pero gagawa tayo ng sample image dito. So, for example, ito, nagbebenta kayo ng, halimbawa, may food business kayo. Kasi usong-uso ngayon, na may COVID, halos lahat nagbebenta na ng pagkain. So, ayan. For example, yan. Pwede mo siyang palakihin. Tapos, maglalagay tayo ng text. Ayan. Madami na siyang font na free na pwede mong gamitin. So, mukhang maganda tong huge sale. Try natin yan. Ano ba maganda? Free delivery, for example lang. Sample lang naman to. Para lang hindi masayang yung oras natin. Wala na ito yun. Delete ko na lang yun. Ay, nawala. Sorry. Delete natin. Free delivery. So, sobrang liit. Pwede natin siyang lakihan. So, kagaya niyan, dahil hindi natin siya masyadong makita, pwede nating palitan yung font. Try natin yung Horizon. Ito. Actually, palitan natin yung para lang at least makita nyo kung paano siya ginagawa. Free delivery. So, paliliitin ulit natin siya para lang magkasya siya dito. So, syempre mas makakagawa kayo ng mas maganda. Ito lang kasi hindi naman sa paggawa ng creative yung focus natin. So, para lang makita nyo kung paano siya ginagawa sa Canva. Okay? So, ayan. Pwede nyo rin siyang palitan ng kulay. So, for example, pwede ba black? Yung border lang yun napapalitan. Anyway, madami naman dito mga fonts. Meron ding simple fonts lang na pwede nyo gamitin. Okay? So, gusto natin yan. And then, ito, lagay natin test. Tapos, download natin siya. So, ayan. Hintayin nyo lang yung preparing your design. Tapos, magda-download na siya. And then, yung tool na from Facebook mismo, para ma-check nyo kung papasa ba siya sa 20% or less, is itong facebook.com/ads/tools/text_overlay. Okay? So, try natin i-upload yun na image. Kung mahanap natin, saan ba siya? Downloads. Ayun. So, antayin nyo lang yung uploading. Wala siyang progress bar or something, pero mag-a-upload siya. Image text ratings. Kapag green, okay siya. Your ad will run normally. Kapag ganito naman, image text low, your ads reach may be slightly lower. Diba? Ayan na. So, kukonti lang yung tao, medyo kukonti yung tao makakakita ng ads mo. Or yung reach nga bababa. So, kapag medium naman, much lower. Kapag high, your ad may not run. Okay? So, ingat tayo sa paglalagay ng text. Okay? So, ayan, sabi dito, image text is okay. So, pwede natin siyang gamitin sa ating creative. So, balik tayo sa Ads Manager. And then, ilalagay ko lang yung maglagay tayo ng link para mawala yung error. So, ito yung pinakataas niya. Ayan. So, single image or video and add media, add image, upload, tapos test, open. Ayan. So, habang naglo-load siya, pakita ko lang sa inyo yung website kung saan tayo kukuha or kung kailangan nyo ng mga copyright-free images. Okay? So, kasi ingat kayo kapag may nag-claim ng image na ginamit nyo is, ayun, pwede kayong ma-strike ni Facebook, which is madadamay pa yung profile account niyo. So, itong pexels.com, so that's pexels.com, magagamit nyo lahat ng images dito for free. May video din sila. So, let's say, for example, kailangan nyo ng image about dogs. Ayan, so magagamit nyo yan. Ang gaganda pa naman ng quality ng mga images dito. So, weight loss, yan yung niche nyo. Ayan. So, yan, magagamit nyo siya. So, kapag ida-download nyo, i-click nyo lang and then choose lang yung dimensions. Ayan, depende, may sobrang laki nga, 4,000 by 2,000. So, pipiliin nyo lang, click nyo lang yung radio button, tapos free download, and mag-start na siya mag-download. Okay, so ito na siya. Click natin, and then continue. Okay, so ayan na siya. Diba? Free delivery. Tapos, maglalagay tayo ng lagay lang natin yung link kung saan yung destination link kapag clinic nila yung learn more. So, yan yung link, for example. Tapos, yung buttons kasi, iba-iba. Yung call to action, merong, depende sa kung ano yung target niyo. May get offer, get quote, show times, learn more, play game, see menu, shop now, and sign up. So, sa atin, learn more lang kasi pagpunta nila sa website, mas madami silang info na makikita doon. And, syempre, eventually, kapag maganda yung copy ninyo, copywriting sa site is mas mapapabilis yung pagbebenta. So, ito pala, isingit ko lang na yung Facebook ads is ibang madami kasi yung sinasabing factors kung paano ba nagkakaroon ng sale ang isang negosyo. So, aside from Facebook ads, meron pa tayong tinatawag na copywriting. So, yung copywriting is gaano ba ka-convincing yung text mo sa website and sa ad itself. So, dito sa primary text, dito lalabas kung ano yung kung ano yung pinaka-offer nyo. So, for example, try our best-selling, anong food ba yan? Chicken ba yan? Chicken something, for example. And, i-simplify ko lang to click learn more button now. Tapos, gusto ng mga tao yung may mga emoji. So, sa emoji naman, yung madalas kong ginagamit na site is itong piliapp.com/facebook-symbols. So, nandito, sobrang daming ng emoji na pwede nyong gamitin. And, syempre, madalas dyan is yung smiley. Smiley. So, lumalabas siya dyan, di ba? Try our best-selling chicken something, click learn more button now. Okay? Tapos sa headline, dito siya lalabas, sa baba. Okay, so, ano bang pwedeng headline natin dito sa food na to? Super sarap, for example. Example lang to guys, pero kasi, yung copywriting, pwede naman natin yung i-discuss sa ating group in the near future. Pero dito lang, bahala muna kayo kasi depende kasi sa offer, hindi kami makakapagbigay ng let's say kung nagbebenta kayo ng sa weight loss, iba-iba yung way of copywriting. So, pwede kayong mag-research ng mga ad templates siguro sa Google, and siguro pwede kami magbigay din ng template soon na pwedeng gamitin sa kahit anong niche. Okay, so, pero for now kasi, ang i-discuss lang natin is kung paano mag-run ng Facebook the right way. Okay? So, ayan na siya. Headline, tapos description, lalabas naman siya sa baba. Sample text. Ayan. Lalabas siya dyan. And then, ayan na yung website URL. Yung display link, try natin yung depende. Ayan. So, pwede naman siya. Kasi subdomain na kasi yung gamit namin dito, kaya may 1 siya sa una. Okay? Tapos, make sure na i-check nyo yung Facebook pixel. Kasi kapag hindi nyo to chinek, hindi magta-track, hindi magfa-fire yung pixel ninyo sa mga pages. Okay? So, after that, kapag okay na sa inyo yung itsura ng yung ad, kasi ito yung itsura niya. Ito yung magiging itsura niya. Kung gusto niyo siyang makita, click nyo to. Tapos, hindi pa pala. Kasi makikita nyo lang yan kapag ka-publish na. Okay? So, kapag clinic ko tong publish, ayan, i-review yan ni Facebook. Depende sa account niyo. Minsan, sobrang tagal ng review. Minsan, 24 hours. Kapag matagal na kayo nagra-run ng ads, minsan minutes lang, approve na yan. Okay? So, yan ang kabuuan ng pagra-run ng ads. Yan is yung sa image. Kapag gagawa naman kayo ng video, yung ginagamit naming apps is itong Camtasia and Movavi Video Editor Plus. So, yan yung mga madadaling apps or software sa paggagawa ng video kahit beginner. Okay? That's it for today. Kapag may questions kayo, make sure to post it sa group para yung mga taong may same questions sa inyo is makita na rin yung sagot. Okay? We're hoping for your success and see you sa mga susunod nating lesson.
Facebook is one of the most powerful platforms for any marketer to master, and if you only ever invest your time and effort into one single social media platform, it should probably be Facebook. The impressive stats surrounding Facebook are by now old news, but they're still worth repeating. Facebook is nothing short of the second biggest website on the net, right behind Google. If Facebook were a country, then it will be one of the largest in the world. Facebook has 1.44 billion monthly active users. At least 72% of Facebook users check in every month, and every day about 936 million people will check in. 65% use it daily. Among those users, the average time spent on site per visit is 21 minutes. In total, there are 1.3 billion people who use Facebook regularly, which includes 680 million daily users. Every 20 minutes, there are 1 million links shared, 2 million friends requested, and 3 million messages sent. All of this is really academic, though. Statistics like this are changing all the time. All you need to know is that Facebook is big in terms of numbers. And what's more, those users are not just active on Facebook, they are engaging and taking part, and they're sitting on the site for long periods of time. In other words, this is pretty much the perfect storm for marketers looking for somewhere to access a large number of people. And Facebook isn't just a big site full of lots of highly engaged users. It's also perfect in terms of the tools and features that it provides marketers. You have a gigantic number of people you can reach, and Facebook gives you all the tools you could possibly need to reach the most useful members of that audience in a highly targeted way. This is powerful stuff. A big part of this, of course, is Facebook advertising. Of course, this is the paid option for reaching your Facebook audience, and it makes it the premium choice in many ways. If you want the very most powerful tools for reaching people on Facebook, you need to pay for PPC advertising. Don't let that put you off, though. If you get this right, then it will entirely pay for itself and you'll make all of that investment back. We're going to look into how you should go about using Facebook marketing and advertising in depth in this video series. And in the process, you will gain all the skills you could possibly need to start making the most of this incredible tool and resource. Facebook advertising is actually incredibly nuanced with a ton of different elements. This is something that very few people will probably understand before they get involved, so keep watching to learn all about it, so that you can jump in with the kind of knowledge that most advertisers are lacking. By the end of this video series, you'll know more about Facebook marketing than 90% of those using the platform. So how does Facebook advertising work? The basic principle to understand here is PPC. If you're at all familiar with internet marketing, then you will have heard of the term. If you've mostly handled your advertising offline until now, though, you might not have. PPC stands for pay-per-click. What this means is that as an advertiser, you will only have to pay when someone actually clicks on one of your adverts. In turn, this means that you will never need to pay for an ad that's unsuccessful. If no one clicks on your adverts, then you don't pay a cent, and you'll still have gained exposure for your brand from it. The other great thing about PPC from your point of view as an advertiser is that it actually doesn't cost you all that much each time someone clicks either. Generally, in fact, you'll probably only have to pay a few cents and up to about $3 for clicks. This means that you have a fair margin for error when it comes to ROI. If you're trying to make money from a product you're selling on your site and you make about $30 per purchase, that means you only need a very small percentage of your clicks to actually result in a purchase, and you'll still be able to make a profit. Another great advantage when it comes to PPC marketing is this. You set the cost for the clicks, and the minimum spend is tiny. This means that a huge company like Amazon can afford to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on their Facebook advertising, while smaller businesses and entrepreneurs can also afford to pay for some ads too. It's highly adaptable, and this is a gigantic advantage when you have a limited budget or when you're just starting out. Essentially, all this works on a bidding system, whereby you set your CPC, your cost per click, or your CPI, your cost per impression, and this will end up defining how often your ad shows. Now, obviously, Facebook wants to earn as much money as possible. Everybody does. And so the ads that they show will be dictated by who is bidding the most. Each time there's a slot for an ad, all the relevant ones will be compared, and the ones that bid the highest will be shown the most often. So if you're willing to bid $2 for each click, chances are that your ad will be seen a lot. But it will also cost you a lot. Pay just 5 cents for each click, and your ad will be shown far more rarely. But at the same time, your overheads will be much lower each time someone does click on one. Another important factor to consider when making this decision is your overall budget. You can set a maximum budget with most forms of PPC, including Facebook advertising, and this allows you to set a cut-off point and a cap on how much you're going to spend. This way, if someone were to click on your ad 100 times, costing you $100 that day, your ad would stop showing. How do you calculate a good amount to set for your PPC and for your budget? Well, we'll get to that in a bit. What you basically need to know, though, is that this is a highly flexible system, and that gives you the control that you need to test the market and find the perfect price point for your ads. There is another huge benefit of Facebook advertising too, and that's the ability to target your audience strategically and very carefully. Basically, Facebook advertising has the advantage of giving you access to huge amounts of information about each member. Users on Facebook will usually share details such as their age, their profession, their hobbies and interests, their marital status, their location, and much more. All this in turn gives you the very powerful ability to pick who you want to see your adverts. Would you rather your ads were seen only by teenagers? Or would you rather they were seen by women based locally who were in a relationship? Now, if you're wondering why this matters, then of course the answer is it allows you to target your precise audience for your product or service. So, say you have a shop selling wedding dresses. That is when you would probably want to target women in a relationship, probably engaged, and living locally. Meanwhile, if you're selling computer games from an e-commerce store, you'd want to broaden your ads to target everyone in the country, assuming that you deliver that far, and you'd want to target mostly males in their teens and 20s who listed gaming as one of their hobbies. This way, you drastically reduce the amount of people clicking on your ads who aren't likely to buy, and you ensure that all your money is being spent on worthwhile and useful advertising. There are many more options to explore when choosing who to target your advertising campaigns at, and we'll look at all of those in more detail when we get to the creating your Facebook ad video. These are just some of the benefits and features available to you when you start advertising with Facebook. There are more, and we'll look at them in depth later on. But to demonstrate the potential power of Facebook ads, let's give one example of how you might use them. One professional goal would be to get direct conversions. In internet marketing lingo, a conversion counts as someone going through the action that you want them to. In this case, we're going to say that it's clicking on your Buy Now link and buying your $30 ebook on fitness. The reason this is a brilliant strategy is that you can sell $30 ebooks with barely any overheads. Digital products like ebooks cost nothing to print or deliver, so your only cost will be hosting and advertising. That means if you can increase the percentage of people who actually buy your product after clicking on your ad, you can start generating a steady and stable ROI from your advertising. So you'd want to create an ebook, and probably you'd target people who are in their 20s and 30s who would most likely want such an ebook, and perhaps who listed the gym or fitness as a hobby, although perhaps not, depending on the precise angle of your book. Then you'd want to create an ad that would show either in the sidebar or on their home feed. In this ad, you would broadcast very clearly what it was you were selling and how much for. And this is where Facebook advertising can be a little different from other forms of advertising in terms of approach. In the past, you might have learned that you save the price until right at the end, when you've already convinced the person to learn all about your product and to buy. This is the AIDA approach: awareness, interest, desire, action. In PPC marketing, though, you're trying to avoid clicks just as much as you're trying to encourage them. In other words, you don't want people clicking on your ads unless there is some chance that they might actually be willing to buy. Now, this is very important, as otherwise you're going to lose your return on investment. So now you'll make your advert into a banner that clearly says, "Buy groundbreaking fitness ebook for $30. This technique will work because anyone who wouldn't want to pay $30 won't click. This means you can now afford to increase your CPC and have your ads seen more often. That means you increase your chances of being seen by someone who does want to pay $30 for your ebook, and that in turn will increase the percentage of clicks that result in an action. The objectives of your Facebook advertising then are going to impact heavily on the approach you use and will be intertwined with everything from your CPC to your maximum budget and ad design. As you'll see later, there are also different types of Facebook ad, and which one you pick is very likely to depend on your objectives too. Now, here comes the good bit. Facebook actually lets you set your goals right from the start, and the options they give you are fairly wide-ranging and comprehensive. And these cover improving engagements of a post, getting more likes for your Facebook page, getting more clicks or leads for your website, getting more installs for a mobile or Facebook app, and promoting your event offer. If you're trying to promote an external page, then it makes sense to select website conversions goal rather than website clicks. The reason for that is that website conversions means that you're looking at actual sales or sign-ups for your newsletter rather than just getting people to your site. The only reason you would prefer website clicks would be if you were making money from advertising. But there's a good chance this wouldn't be enough money per visitor to make direct PPC advertising a viable way to grow your income. A big competitor of Facebook advertising is Google AdWords, and I'll discuss the differences in the next video. If you're interested in Facebook advertising, then you might be considering other PPC models for your ads. There are numerous other options here, from Bing to Twitter to LinkedIn and AdSense. The biggest competition for Facebook advertising, though, has got to come from Google AdWords. Google AdWords is a type of PPC advertising from Google that places your ads in the SERPs, which stands for Search Engine Results pages. The idea here is that you choose a keyword you want to target. That means you'll be targeting a search term that people will use in Google when they're looking for something specific. If you sell hats, for instance, you might choose a keyword or phrase such as "buy hats online." Now your advert is going to appear above all the natural listings when someone searches for that term, with the caveat that it will have a yellow box saying "Ad" next to it. Your ad might also appear on the right-hand side next to the organic results. Otherwise, Google AdWords works very similarly to Facebook ads. This is PPC and all the rules are similar. You bid for your ads and you only pay when someone clicks. But there are some features that you benefit from in Facebook only, and some that only Google AdWords can offer you. For instance, Google AdWords does not offer you the same precise targeting of your audience. In other words, you can't target only people who have listed themselves as in a relationship, and you can't target people who've listed football as a hobby, although Google is closing this gap in numerous ways. At the same time, though, Google AdWords has the advantage of showing your ad to people who are actively looking for your services. In other words, when someone searches for "buy hats online," you know there's a pretty good chance that they actually want to buy a hat. Now this means that they will be less offended by your advert appearing and offering them said hat, and it means that they will be more susceptible, meaning that in that moment they are more likely to buy. You should know that in advertising, it's not only about who you target, but also when you target them. On the other hand, though, Facebook advertising allows you to reach out to people who maybe aren't looking for what you're selling, and this too can be very useful. For instance, you can increase awareness of your brand even amongst people who are otherwise, they might never have discovered it. And this means you can broaden your potential market, and this has a lot of advantages too. Google AdWords also has some nifty features though. For instance, it allows you to combine your account with your Google Analytics account, and that lets you measure how many ad clicks are actually resulting in buys. You can even work out your CPA, or cost per action. Google also lets you do things like remarketing and using negative keywords. But then Facebook comes right back with more nifty features of its own, such as the ability to combine your advertising with a page for your brand. So which is better? Well, that will entirely depend on your niche, your business, your product, and your model. In 90% of cases, though, the best approach will be one that applies multiple strategies and promotes synergy between them. To really make the very most from Facebook, it's important to consider its individual strengths over something like Google. Now, we've already seen how Facebook lets you target users in a more precise manner, and of course the way it lets you add images and video to promote your page, well, that's pretty good too. But the real benefit of Facebook advertising is that it's advertising on a social network, and it has a ton of powerful features that lets you leverage this network. One of the goals you can choose when creating your ad, for instance, is engagement. Now, why would you be interested in increasing engagement? Simple. Because if someone likes, shares, or comments on your post, that not only means that you're likely winning them over as a fan, it also means that that post will then be seen by everyone in their personal network. What's more, the fact that they like your post or page will also be seen by all of their connections. And to those people, this might seem almost as though they're advocating your brand. This is the social influence factor, and if you see that your friend has liked a brand, you'll become much more likely to like that brand yourself, or to potentially trust them in future when you need that service. And because liked and shared posts get seen by more people, that means they can potentially go viral if they are creative enough and well enough designed. Your objective then is to recognize all this potential and to leverage it through smart ad designs. So far, you're probably starting to get a good picture of how Facebook advertising works, and you've probably experienced it yourself in the past. Maybe you remember seeing Facebook ads pop up on your newsfeed or in the sidebar. But before you can get a complete understanding of how all this works and what you might not have been aware of, as a more casual observer, is that there are actually multiple different types of Facebook ads for you to choose from. In this video, we're going to look at what each of those are. And for each one, you'll notice a supported placements list, and this tells you where on the Facebook page your ads can be placed, and that's another way in which you can categorize your ads. Now, just to clarify, the positions you can choose from are right column, and this is the sidebar on the right hand side of the page at all times when you're using Facebook. Then there's newsfeed, and this is the home page on Facebook where you see all of the updates from your friends and other contacts. And then there's mobile newsfeed, and this is the same as the home page, but it's for mobile users specifically. Now let's take a look at the type of ad that you can have. And the first one is a domain ad, and the supported placement for that is on the right column. Domain ads are essentially adverts that appear in the sidebar and that point directly to a website that you're hosting. These are perhaps the simplest form of ads and are composed of a simple heading and a block of text. Users will also see the URL and an image alongside the ad. As they go, this is perhaps the most classic form of Facebook ad and the most basic. These days they perform less well than some newer alternatives, but they are, nevertheless, a very affordable and effective choice that will be appealing to many advertisers. The next is the page post link, and the supported placements for this are the right column, the newsfeed, and the mobile newsfeed. Now, page post links have become the most common form of advert used by Facebook advertisers. The idea here is to link an external website while at the same time getting likes for your page. You'll likely have seen a lot of page post links yourself when browsing through Facebook, and they will have had large images alongside a link and some text underneath. If you like the post, you like the company's page rather than the post or image itself. If you click it, then you get taken to that post. And then there's multi-product, and supported placements for this are the newsfeed and mobile newsfeed. Multi-product ads display multiple items on a slideshow type display that lets users browse and shop right from Facebook. This is incredibly powerful for e-commerce stores and means that you're really only placing one ad to promote a whole range of products. The movement, meanwhile, makes the ad more noticeable and engaging. Next is page like, and supported placements are the right column, the newsfeed, and mobile newsfeed. And this is an advert for your Facebook page, wherein you're trying to increase your number of likes so that you can generate a bigger audience to market to. Again, you get a nice big image and a prominent like button. Make sure to include a call to action in your text to encourage this further. Page post photo is another one that you can have, and the supported placements are right column, newsfeed, and mobile newsfeed. And a page post photo can also be used as an ad, which basically shows off a nice big image. It's not quite so effective for generating traffic as you get less space for text, but images will get you a lot of likes. Then there's page post video, and supported placements for this are the right column, newsfeed, and mobile newsfeed. Now, page post videos lets you showcase a video, as the name would imply. Again, these are good for getting likes and are powerful for video marketing. Creating a great video is a rather time-consuming and expensive operation, but it can also be a very powerful tool when used effectively. Then you've got page post text, and supported placements are right column, newsfeed, and mobile newsfeed. This, of course, allows you to showcase some text, but it's a little bit of an anomaly when it comes to Facebook advertising. The problem with this one is that there isn't really much reason to use it. Images are much better at grabbing attention. Then we have mobile app, and, as the name would imply, supported placements are mobile. And this is an app that is specifically used for promoting a Facebook app. This type of ad can be used through the Facebook app in order to compel the viewers to download your branded apps so that you can gain a direct way to communicate with them through a channel that you designed. If your customers can order or buy through your app, then this can also lead to a number of direct sales. And we have desktop app, and supported placements for this are the right column and the news feed. You may recall that Facebook also has its own ecosystem of apps. If you've built a branded app for Facebook, then this is how you can promote that and encourage downloads. Of course though, Facebook apps can only run on desktop computers, and as such you won't be able to promote these through mobiles. Then we have event, and supported placements are right column, newsfeed and mobile newsfeed. Now events allow you to advertise events, as the name would imply, and this can be useful for increasing interest for a company launch event, for instance, or a conference, and this is one where limiting the geographical reach can make a lot of sense. And finally we have offer, and supported placements for this are right column, newsfeed and mobile newsfeed. An offer advert is used for companies that want to market a special offer, and this works through your page. Again though, you'll need at least 50 likes to use it. And this is an interesting option because anyone who clicks on your ad will be emailed a code that they can then use in order to redeem your special offer, and it's great for encouraging sales. So how do you choose what would be the right type of Facebook ad for your particular objective, brand, product and/or goal? Well, as a general rule, you'll want to use the desktop ads when you're looking to generate direct conversions by selling a product such as an ebook. In the example we looked at earlier of the fitness ebook, a desktop ad makes a lot of sense as it's simply displaying a product at a set price. These make sense in this capacity because you aren't especially trying to build your brand and because you'll pay less for this type of ad. Meanwhile, the page post links make more sense for companies trying to build followers and represent a more long-term strategy. Gaining fans for a page on Facebook can be a very powerful tool as it allows you to market to them, and more often it lets you strengthen your relationship with them. Finally, for e-commerce stores, there's clearly a big benefit in multi-item ads. And for companies running events, well, event ads make sense. Really though, you won't know which ad is the very best for your campaign until you try a few. You may find that you're surprised if you compare the performance of a few different adverts, so experiment with them for a bit and don't make assumptions. At the same time, you should also try to avoid thinking of each ad individually, and instead think of them as part of a large campaign. For instance then, you might use a domain ad in the sidebar to generate some immediate cash, but you may then sync this into some longer term plans, like using page post ads to try and gain more followers on your page. Once you've managed that, you can use page post links to grow your brand through a content marketing campaign, and then start selling through your website. Facebook ads work best when you combine them into a single broad strategy and maintain synergy with your other marketing activities too. Okay, in the next video I'll talk you through how you put together a Facebook page. If you're going to be using page post links and page post likes, then you need to have a good Facebook page in order to tie everything together. This will allow you to gain a larger audience to market to, and it will ensure that when someone does go to your page, they will have only positive experiences. Creating a Facebook page is very similar to creating a profile page for yourself personally, and has many of the same elements, such as information, a profile picture, and a cover image. One tip here is to make sure you have strong branding that comes across in your page. A great logo makes a world of difference here, so if you haven't already got one, invest time and or money in creating one. Likewise, consider using a writer to fill in your details and make sure that your writing style matches the tone of your business. To create a page, log on to Facebook and then come over here to the left hand side of the screen and click on this link here that says Create Page. And it takes you through to this screen where you can decide what sort of Facebook page you want to create, and you can create one for a local business or place, a company, organization or institution, a brand or product, cause or community, entertainment, or an artist, band or public figure. I'm going to create one for a brand or product for this demonstration, so click here where it says brand or product. Now it's asking me to choose a category, and I can do that from the drop down menu. You've got all sorts of different ones here: app page, appliances, cars, all sorts of good stuff here. So let's say I'm going to have one for let's say I've got one for a video game, and you enter the brand or product name, and let's call this Alien Zapper, and then you click here on this button that says Get Started, and it takes you through to this page where you're asked to add a description and tell people what the page is about. So let's just enter some information in here. And there we go, I've entered a very brief description. Obviously, because this is just a demonstration, I'm not going into a lot of detail, but if I were doing this for real, obviously I'd write it out properly. I've also got the URL on the website where people can read more about it, and you've got the Facebook web address that makes it easier for people to find the page. And as it says, once this is set, it can only be changed once. One thing you should bear in mind is you can only have alphanumeric characters in this, so you can't have any dashes or underlines or anything like that. So once that's all set up, all I have to do is click here on Save Info. And it takes you through to the next screen where they want a profile picture, and you've got two options here. You can either upload from your computer or import from a website. I'm going to upload mine from my computer, so click here. Opens up this pop-up window, and this is the picture I'm going to upload, alien01.jpg, so click on Open. And here we have our not so friendly alien, so click on Next. And it takes you through to this screen where you can add it to your favorites. So let's add it to my favorites here by clicking on this button, and you can see it's now going to show up in my favorites over here on the left hand side. So now we want to click on Next, and now you can select your preferred page audience. And this is one of the great things about Facebook and Facebook advertising, is you can really drill down and make sure only people who are going to be interested in your page or in your ad, as I'll explain in another video in a moment, get to see it. Now let's see, what sort of people are interested in video games? Well, they tend to be male generally, and they tend to be fairly young, so we'll say between 18 and 30. So let's just select that from the menu here. Let's just scroll down. Oh, there we go, between 18 and 30. And you can add a country or a location if you want, so you can drill down and get it to a specific audience. And also you can select their interests. Let's click on Browse and select some interests. And obviously they're going to be interested in video games and computers, so let's see what we've got here. Let's just move this down a little bit so you can see more. They're going to be interested in probably in technology. So all technology, and you can see a very large number of people are interested in technology. We can also put suggestions in if you want. So you can say they're interested in, say, personal computers or smartphones or Android. You can do all sorts of things here. I'm going to say they're interested in personal computers, just for a demonstration. Obviously, if I was doing this for real, I would take more time to drill down and find a more specific audience. Let's just clear that, and then all I have to do is click here. And there we go, that's all set up. And you can do other things like add a cover image and promote the page and so on. But that's how you will get a Facebook page set up. Okay, in the next video we're going to get down to business and start creating your Facebook ad. By now you should have a fairly good idea of what a Facebook ad is, how it works and what it looks like. You should also understand the distinct advantages that Facebook advertising has over other forms of advertising online, and you should know how to leverage those advantages for your own ends. So there's just one thing left to do, and that's to get creating your ads. Okay, I've logged into Facebook, and what you do is come up to the top right hand corner and click on the little down arrow that opens this drop down menu, and click on the link here that says create adverts. Now of course the first step in creating your advertisement is going to be to define the goal or the objective for your campaign. So once you've clicked on the create adverts link, it's going to take you through to this page where you can choose your objective, and there are several objectives that you can have. You can either boost your posts, promote your page, send people to your website, increase conversions on your website, you can get installs of your app, increase engagement of your app, reach people near your business, raise attendance at your event, get people to claim your offer, and get video views. Now, seeing as our goal is to increase website conversions, what we're going to do is click here, increase conversions on your website. And it says here, send people to your website to take a specific action such as signing up for a newsletter. Use a pixel to measure your conversions. Now they call it a pixel, but actually it's a line of code that you're going to need to enter into your website. And if you're familiar with other applications like Google Analytics or things like that, then you'll be familiar with how to do this. Let's enter a URL to promote. And I've just copied and pasted that in from my computer's clipboard. And then once that's in, click on the carriage return, and it then checks it out to make sure that it's a genuine website. And then you have to get the details for the conversion tracking pixel, which, as it says, is a small piece of code that lets you keep track of conversions such as purchases and sign-ups on your website. And then you want to decide what type of conversion you want to measure. You can choose a category, and let's say we want to have either checkouts, registrations, leads, key page views, adds to basket, or other website conversions. And I'm going to have leads for this demonstration. Then you give it a name, and let's call it Alien Leads. You check this checkbox that says I agree to the terms of service, and then pick the button here, Create Pixel. And it takes you through to this page, which rather confusingly looks like an error page, but actually isn't. But it says here your advert will not be optimized for conversions because your conversion tracking pixel isn't working correctly. Check your conversion tracking pixel and refresh, or try verifying the pixel again. Well, seeing as they haven't given you the pixel yet, this is rather confusing. So it says, how would you like to verify your conversion tracking pixel? And you've got two options. You can either add the pixel yourself to your website, or someone else will add the pixel to my website. I'm going to check this radio button. It says I can add the pixel. And if I scroll down a bit, you can see we've got the conversion tracking pixel, which as you can see is quite a lot of code, which you need to copy and paste between the head tags on your page. And also, if I scroll down a bit further, it says here to include a monetary value for each conversion, edit the code to assign a conversion value using the value and currency fields. Okay, right. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pause the video while I copy and paste this into my website. Okay, I've done that now, so all I need to do is click here on the button that says Continue. Okay, it takes me through to here, and you can see that it has verified that that information is correct, and it's also assigning it a campaign name, which is basically the URL and the fact that we're looking for website conversions. Okay, let's start entering some of the other information in. Let's just scroll down a bit. The first thing that they want you to do is to enter your account information. You enter your account country, your currency, and your time zone. And this is going to be picked up from your IP address, and you can change it if you want. I'm in the UK and my currency is pound sterling, and I'm in London, so that's the time zone, but you can change it as well. So for example, you can select a different country from the pop-up menu here, so you can say be in the United States or the United Arab Emirates or any other country in the list here. And likewise, you can change the currency. So for example, you can have all these other different currencies here, and you can of course have the US dollar if you scroll right down. I'm going to leave these at the default settings. Let's just show you the advanced options. You can have the advert account name as well. The next step is targeting your audience. We've already touched on this a fair amount, but to recap, this is the process of whittling down the people who will actually see your ad so that you're directly targeting the people who are most likely to buy. This is easy to understand in theory, but when you come down to it, you'll find that you actually have a number of choices and you need to think carefully about what you select for each one. To start with, you're going to choose demographic targeting, which means looking at the precise demographic. To help you with this, try to imagine your ideal customer. Ask yourself, who is most likely to want to buy your product? How old are they? Where do they live? Are they male or female? Write up a profile for them and imagine they're a real person. Okay, so once you've got together all that information about who your ideal customer is, the next step is to start entering it in here on Facebook. And what you can do is you can target by location, and the ability to target your audience by geography is one of the most powerful features of Facebook advertising, and it's something that you should use in a big way. Of course, the main types of business to benefit from this aspect will be the high street stores, restaurants, and other businesses that can only be used in person. E-commerce stores can sell to anyone in the world, but if you're a hairdresser, you'll only be able to work with customers in your area code. As such, why would you want to advertise to anyone else? Another big advantage of targeting by location is that it allows you to reduce the competition. If you're advertising to everyone on Facebook, then that means you'll be competing with a ton of other global brands. If you specifically focus on one area though, then you'll become a big fish in a small pond, and your ads will be more likely to show up for a lower cost per click. For this reason, some companies will even decide to take a local approach to their advertising, even if they can ship internationally. This way, they can focus on one area and become well known for that particular audience, and then branch out later once they already have a strong foothold with that proportion of the market. Now, the great thing about targeting by location this way as well is that you can choose the area you want to target, and then you can also choose how large you want the radius to be. How far are people likely to travel for your service? How far do you want to deliver, and how niche do you want to be? Now let's say I want to take that approach, so I'm going to have the United Kingdom, but I'm only going to have people in London. So let's just type that in. And I have London, England, United Kingdom. And you'll see that it's showing the audience now as being defined and the potential reach 7.5 million people. But I can actually narrow this down even further. If we just look down here, you can see it's got everyone in this location. But I could have people who live in this location, people who are recently in this location, or people traveling to this location. And this can come in handy if, say, you've got a hotel or something. But for this demonstration, let's choose people who live in this location. And once again, you can see it's now narrowing the potential reach down to 7.3 million people. Now, there are a ton of other demographics that you can use on top of location for precisely targeting your audience. I suppose the two obvious ones are age and gender. Here you can think about the age of your most typical customer as well as their gender, and then advertise to them directly. But bear in mind too that you might think about this differently if you have different goals. For instance, you might not be so interested in saying to your typical buyer, but may instead want to increase the awareness in your other demographics in order to expand your audience. In this case, your question may be, how can we better appeal to X demographic, or which demographic are we missing out on? You may specifically decide to target elderly customers or women and create an ad campaign based around this intention, for example. Okay, let's think about who is going to be interested in our video game. Well, I would say, just like with the Facebook page, they're going to be mostly male. And they're going to be mostly young, so let's say between 18 and 30. And let's say we're interested in people who speak English. And we'll say English UK. Now, Facebook goes a lot deeper than just letting you target by age, gender, and language, though. At the same time, you can also target your audience by a lot more specific criteria, and this can be a very powerful tool. Let me just scroll down a bit here so we can get some room. If you click here on the More Demographics button, you can target people by other specific options. For example, relationships, education, their work, ethnic affinity, generation, parents. You can target all parents or just mothers in some areas. You can have politics in the US and life events and a whole lot more. And this is an incredibly powerful tool because it means you can target a very specific kind of customer. And this is particularly useful, for instance, if you want to target by job title. This will allow you to sell tools that might be particularly useful for certain careers, but at the same time it gives you the ability to reach the decision makers for companies. Now, this means you can target executives and managers and use this to sell B2B services. Targeting by job title also gives you a relatively good indication of salary, and you can use this to ensure you're reaching people who can afford what you're selling. Note though that as you do this, there is a fine line to be walked. And this is the line between being highly specific about who you're targeting versus still reaching a broad audience. Of course, you don't want such strict criteria that only one person in the world is likely to see your ad. Let's just close this so you can see the rest here. Then you've got interests. And another way that you can target your Facebook ads is by interests. And again, this is immensely powerful. Of course, when you target by interests, that means you pick up only people who've actually expressed some interest in what you're selling. Are you selling an album? Is it electronic dance music? Then look for Facebook users who've listed electronic dance music or EDM as their interest. Are you selling tennis rackets? Then look for someone with an interest in tennis. Again, you should write the profile of your average customer. What are their hobbies and interests? What do they spend their weekends doing? What are their goals and ambitions? Interest also gives you some other interesting possibilities. For instance, you can look for users that are fans of a competitor's product. This is a little sneaky perhaps, but it's also genius, because if they bought their product, chances are they'll be interested in yours. Now think about what interest might lead to an interest for your product. For instance, if someone is interested in virtual reality, they might also be interested in drones, seeing as they're both examples of quite advanced technologies. It's worth doing a little research before you start filling out this section. Again, you don't want to go for obscure interests that no one actually has, so look around some profiles and see what broad categories of interest come up often. When choosing interests, Facebook also gives you the option to click Browse, and from here you can look through the suggestions that they have to offer. So let's do that now. Click here on Browse, and you can see there's all these different categories that you can choose from. All these different ones. So let's look at hobbies and activities. And you have all hobbies, or you can click here where it says suggestions. Let's click on that, and you've got and as you can see, you can now save the audiences to use again later. So let's just shut that annoying nag screen. Okay, back to suggestions, and let's just take a look. All sorts of ones here, but there doesn't seem to be a one for video games. Right. So let's leave it at all hobbies and activities. And then you've got behaviors. People aren't always entirely honest about their interests. If a guy's interested in My Little Pony, he may well not include that on his Facebook page. What's more, you may have forgotten to remove rock climbing from your list of interests, even though you haven't done it for 10 years. And anyway, just because you're interested in playing the drums, well, that doesn't mean that you can, and it doesn't mean that you've actually bought a drumstick. Now, the point I'm getting to here is that interests, although useful, can be misleading. And that's why Facebook also offers the ability to look at behaviors. Behaviors include things like purchase history, intent, engagement, and more. This is even advanced enough to allow you to target, for instance, people who are just about to go on holiday and who are currently browsing flights. This might be incredibly useful, for instance, if you run a hotel and you want to find people who are in the market for somewhere to stay. So let's just browse behaviors. And let's look here on digital activities. And you can see we've got one for console gamers, so let's click on that. Let's just scroll down here a bit more, because the next one is connections. And connections is another very interesting option that this time allows you to target people based on their connections or lack thereof to you. So, for example, you could use this method to target people who are friends of your Facebook fans or who aren't yet fans of your page. One potential use of this is that it lets you try to expand your audience and gain new likes for your pages from people who may be more inclined to like them. This can also be an interesting way to potentially sell your items as gifts. For example, if you sell branded t-shirts and your fans buy from you regularly, then marketing to their friends around Christmas, might not be a bad strategy. Another useful advantage of marketing to people's friends is that it means you have social proof. In other words, the people seeing your page will see that their friends like you, and as such, they'll be more inclined to want to buy from you, thinking your products must be good. As you can see, each of these different settings has a clear and obvious use as well as numerous others. So let's look at the connections here. Let's look at Facebook pages, and you can have this one here, friends of people who like your page. And there we go. And then you can add the page in here. Let's just copy and paste that from my computer's clipboard. Now you need to set your budget. And as I said in an earlier video, the more you spend, the more your ad is going to be shown. And they're going to set a recommended daily budget. You want to set this at a reasonable amount, and you're going to need to do some experimenting to see how much works for you. And of course, a lot of that's going to be dependent on how much you can afford, obviously. Now, you can have two options. You can run your advert set continuously starting today, or you can set a start and end date. And you can also, when it comes to your budget, you can have either a daily budget or a lifetime budget. With a lifetime budget, you enter the maximum that you want to spend in this box, and then when all that's gone, they will stop your ad being shown. Let me just show you the advanced options here, because Facebook can be a bit sneaky here. You're optimizing for website conversions, but as it says, your bid is optimized to get more conversions to your website. You'll be charged each time your advert is served. Now, obviously, Facebook are in business to make money, so you're going to be charged every time your ad is shown. Once your ad has been proven, and once you know that it works properly, and I'll talk about that in a later video, then you might want to do this. But for the moment, you want to have it optimized for clicks. And this is cost per click or pay per click. Obviously, they'd rather you didn't do that, which is why they're saying for most advertisers, optimizing for your objective usually performs better. But I would say to begin with, you want to optimize it for clicks. And that way, if your advert is a dud, then you're not going to be charged. I'm going to set a slightly higher budget. Let's say I want to charge a daily budget of £13.50. I'm going to have it run continuously starting today. I'm going to get more clicks at the best price, and what will happen here is Facebook will determine the price that I get charged, or you can click this radio button here and you can set the maximum price that you want to pay. It's up to you. And then you have the advert scheduling. Scroll down a bit here. You click on more adverts. You can run the advert all the time, or you can run the advert on a schedule, and this only works with lifetime budgets. Let me just put this back to lifetime budgets so that you can see here. Let's say we have a £130 lifetime budget. Let me make that a lifetime budget. And we can schedule it for start and end, so it'll run for a month. Let's just scroll down a bit here, run it on a schedule, and you can see you can have the precise days and times when you want these ads to show. So for example, if you are targeting gamers, then you'd want to just have your ads showing in the evenings and at weekends when they're likely to be home and playing video games. So you want, teenagers after school or at weekends, that sort of thing. So you can just simply click and schedule your hours in here. And we'll continue this video. Welcome to part 2. The next step in creating your Facebook ad is going to be to create ad images. And this will mean uploading an image from your computer that you will have either created yourself or commissioned someone to create. We're not going to go into detail here on how to create images, but do bear in mind that an image is absolutely crucial for getting that initial attention, as well as for getting people to like and share your content. Here's a strange truth that you might not have immediately realized about page post links. When people share or like these, they will very often do so without actually clicking on the link and seeing where it points. So they're essentially promoting something you shared without seeing it themselves. Why? Because they make a quick snap decision on the content and then decide whether they expect to like it and want to share it. After reading, they'll normally want to get on with other things, so looking interesting is just as important as being interesting. You can hire people to create professional graphic design from sites like Upwork, which is Upwork.com. This used to be called Odesk. Or you can hire them from Elance, which is Elance.com, or even from Fiverr, which is Fiverr.com. Alternatively, if you have some vector software like Adobe Illustrator, which you can get from adobe.com/en/products/illustrator.html, then you can try creating your own high-definition images. Learning photography and getting a good camera is also a good way to make your own images. Another option is to find images in Shutterstock, which is shutterstock.com, and if you search their database, you'll be able to get some images to use in creating your ads. Now, these look a little generic sometimes, but they will also be guaranteed to be professional quality and to look like they belong as part of your ad campaign, which is important. Here's the thing though, you must never use an image that you think is just good enough, or you might harm your brand and you'll be wasting time and money on ads that won't perform for you. Make sure that you're highly confident in the image that's with your ad and that you think it can help you get more clicks, more likes and more shares. And you add your images in here. You can have either a single image or video, or you can have multiple images, and let's just scroll down a bit. You can select the images, upload them from your computer, or you can select a video and upload it from your computer. Okay, let's just scroll down a bit more, because now comes the difficult part, adding the ad copy. And this is what's going to be used to really sell your product, your service, your brand or page, and it will be your best chance to tell people why they should care about what you're offering. When you create your ad copy, you're going to be working with just a few fields, and those fields are the headline, which you're going to put in here, the text, which you're going to enter into here, and the news feed, which you're going to have here. Now let's give you a bit more information on each of these. Headlines are 25 characters long, and they are essentially the titles of your ad. And the main objective here is going to be to get people's attention, and from there you want to get them to read further. And this should be a little bombastic, but it should also explain in brief what your ad is selling. Then you've got ad text, and the ad text is 90 characters long. This is the body of the ad, and it's going to explain a little bit about what you're selling and why people should click to read more, why they should like the page or do whatever else. You want to say something like, yes, we're really selling these beautiful shirts for just $9.99, but hurry and buy while stocks last. You can also add a call to action button, which you can see down here, and you can choose the type of button. You can have shop now, book now, learn more, sign up, download and watch more. And these have been shown to increase conversion rates, so if there's one appropriate for your campaign, then you should use it. Then, let's come up a bit again. Then you've got the desktop news feed and the news feed description, and if you're paying for a news link ad, then you can add a little more text, or another 90 characters to be precise. And this is the part where you talk to your audience and say something like, check out our great offer for fans only, like our page for more, or alternatively you might use this section just to say a little bit about your brand. Because this section is only available in the news feed ads, and you get a lot more space for your image, these are generally the best choice for the majority of campaigns. As far as how you write your ads, you have to bear in mind that you only have a limited number of words to work with, and that your audience will have only a limited amount of attention. They didn't come here to be marketed to. As such, you need to make sure that you keep your text short and sweet. You need to get to the point quickly, and you need to try and choose your words efficiently so that you can say as much as possible with as few words as you can. While you only have a few words, you still need to follow the advice that you normally get for promotional copywriting. We've already mentioned ADA, and this is certainly an important tool. You should always start with awareness, because you need to make sure your audience knows what it is that you do. Being obtuse never helps anyone. Interest comes next, then desire, and then your call to action. In this case, we can break this down into each of the categories. The headline is awareness. The ad text is interest. The post text is desire, and the call to action button is action. Now, this isn't a strict rule, but it can be useful as a basic structure. The tough bit is getting your readers to be interested in your product and then to desire it in just 90 to 180 words. Now, to do this, you should again think as you would in any copywriting and focus on what is known as the value proposition. The value proposition simply asks the question, where is the value in this product or service? Or to put it another way, how will the buyer's life be better as a result of buying or using this product? When doing this, you also need to ensure that you're focusing on the emotional element and creating a real image in the mind of the reader. So if you were promoting a binary options broker, what would be your value proposition? The simple answer is that your users would gain value because they would be richer as a result of using the service. Thus, you might try to paint an image of them living the kind of lifestyle that they dream about. You can do that with an image of a luxury yacht, or you can do that with a piece of text saying, your friends will be jealous of your seafront mansion. Now you have desire. Another trick is to try adding in some kind of time pressure or another element that will convince them to buy more quickly. Insinuating that you have limited stock or that your offer is about to run out will encourage people to act on impulse and click the buy button. This is important because actually the vast majority of things we buy that we don't absolutely need are bought on impulse. They're purchased as a result of emotions we felt at the time, and if we're given time to go away and think about it, we'll often come to the conclusion that we don't need it. So get them to act fast by saying your product is available for a limited time only. And remember too what we said earlier about sometimes not wanting everyone to click. If you're trying to make direct conversions, then think as well about how you can filter out people who might not really be interested in buying. And a couple of other things to show you before we wrap up this video here. If you click on the show advanced options, you can have a newsfeed link description, which is up to 200 characters, and in that you describe why people should visit your website. You can also have the conversion tracking pixel. This is the one we set up earlier, but if you have more than one, you can select from the window here. And then once all that's done, what you'll want to do is click here to review the order, and you'll get to see what your ads are going to look like. And then when you're happy, you click here to place the order, and that will take you through to the payment page where you can enter your payment details, your credit card details, and so on. And then your ad should start running according to the schedule that you've already set. Now, of course, once your ads start running, you're going to need to constantly refine and tweak them and make sure that they're performing well. And I'll cover all that in the next video. Creating an amazing advert is just one part of a successful campaign though. What's just as important is what comes next, which is the process of managing your ads and changing them. Thing is, it's almost impossible for you to get this completely right from the start. Instead, you're going to need to have a play around in order to get good at it. What's more, if you keep looking at your data and tweaking accordingly, then you'll be able to evolve your ads to adapt to the market. Not getting as many conversions as you'd like from your ad? Well, try changing the position. Try changing the text slightly. Try circulating the image. Maybe try slightly altering who you're targeting too. Do each in turn and see whether your stats rise or fall. Keep making changes like this, and over time the ad will become optimized and will be as efficient as it can be. So how do you do this? Well, the first place to start is Facebook Ads Manager, and here you're going to find a list of all your latest campaigns with a summary of their performances. Now, because this is just a site I've set up for demonstration purposes, obviously there aren't any ads running on this site. But if there were, you would be able to see a lot of information: the status, campaign name, delivery results, cost, reach, how much you spent today, total spent, just scroll across, the start date and the end date. You can also opt whether you want to see the stats for campaigns, for ad sets, or for ads. And you can also select the time frame that you want to look at. And this is useful because you can see how they're performing in a long-term view versus right now. For a more detailed breakdown, take a look at one of the ads or campaigns just by clicking on them. Now you'll be shown a graph that will look like a line graph, and that will plot the clicks or conversions or likes of your specific ad over time. And this is where you'll be able to see the impact that a particular change had. Simply log when you made the change and see how this impacted on the trajectory of your clicks or likes. Another way to do this is to make two very similar ads or campaigns and look at which one performs the best. An important figure to look at among all the data is the frequency figure. Now, this number tells you how regularly your ad is seen by the same person. If your ad frequency is high, say above 15, then this suggests that people have seen your ad repeatedly and have probably already bought from you, or they aren't going to. And this will be a good time to try mixing things up a bit. If you want even more advanced data, then click View Report. Here you'll get a lot of raw data that you can analyze, and this will include such figures as your cost per action, which tells you more closely what your ROI is likely to be for a given ad. And this can show you all sorts of clever things, such as whether your users are using apps that they installed. Another cool feature here is the ability to view aggregated data. And this means that you can break it down to view data by age, by location, by sex, and so on. And this is very handy because it'll let you see where your ad is performing best. That way, you can either choose to focus your future ads on that group more, or you can look at why you're underperforming in some areas and what you can do about it. In the next video, I'll give you my top tips for effective Facebook ads. Congratulations for making it this far. You now officially know more about Facebook marketing than the vast majority of marketers out there and are poised to start seeing real results from the network. But before we part ways, there are a few more hints and tricks you should bear in mind that can give you the edge. Here are some of the best that you should have a go with. Facebook's Power Editor is a tool that is designed specifically for large advertisers with lots of different ads to make at once and to manage. You use this through Google Chrome, and from here you can make hundreds of ads all at once. So how does this work? Well, once you've got it from facebook.com/ads/manage/Power Editor using your Chrome browser, and you have to use Chrome for it to work properly, you'll next be able to download your accounts. And this will let you add your accounts to the tool, and from there you can look at your campaigns, ad sets and ads as you would with the managers. You can also search and use filters to ensure you're bringing up the right stuff. This is handy when you have huge numbers of campaigns to look through. You'll then be able to create, edit, duplicate, undo, delete, save audiences, export, import, split audience for split testing again, compare the performance of ads, add tags for finding ads more easily in future, and edit the settings of the tool. A lot of people watching this won't need the Power Editor, but for those of you looking to invest a lot of time and money, this can save you a lot of trouble. Facebook marketing and Facebook advertising both work much more effectively when you have a good content marketing strategy to back them up. Content marketing is the process of using blog posts, articles and other content to try and build trust with your audience and to get them to see you as an authority in your niche or industry. At the same time, content marketing is effective for generating likes and shares, because if you have a great article on your page, then you can encourage people to like and share it. One way to combine the two then is to run a blog and post great content there regularly so that you can get regular visitors. Do this and include the Shareaholic WordPress plugin so that your visitors can easily share your content to their Facebook pages, and you can install this plugin from within the WordPress dashboard. At the same time, make sure you are posting your content to your Facebook as page post links. This way you can get more people to read your content, especially if you give it a good picture and a good title that sounds interesting. Don't be derivative, try to stand out, and this will make your content much more likely to share quickly and easily. You should also add a link to your Facebook page from your blog and any other content you create, such as a YouTube channel. Ideally, someone will come to your site regularly because they find your writing interesting, and they will then see that you've got a link to your Facebook page at the top. If you're getting at least a few hundred visitors to your site a day, and you have a visible prominent link to your Facebook page there, you'll find that this gets you at least a couple of new likes a week pretty easily and reliably. Another tip is to add a mailing list to your content. A brilliant benefit of this is that all the people who sign up to your mailing list will be directly reachable from then on, rather than being reachable only through Facebook, which puts you at the mercy of a third-party service. Not everything you post has to be your own. If you have a page, there's nothing to stop you sharing relevant links to interesting things you found. Now, why would you want to share a link to a site other than your own and pay for the privilege? Simple. Because if someone likes that post, it's your post that will receive the like. This is pretty smart. You upload Gangnam Style just when it's taking off, and by doing so you get to receive all the likes. Share a cute dog and you'll get loads of likes guaranteed. That said though, you also need to think about how what you're sharing is going to impact on your brand. You need to cater to your target demographic, and you need to stay on point as much as possible. The question then is, how do you find amazing content that you can share that's relevant to your company? One tip is just to follow lots of other people. That way you can see what's working for them, and you can even borrow those things to use on your own page. Another method is to use BuzzSumo, which you can read about here at buzzsumo.com. And BuzzSumo is a tool that's specifically designed for finding trending content, and it allows you to see what's getting lots of shares and likes. Keep an eye on this and you'll be able to find inspiration to share through your own channels. As mentioned early on in this series, it's important to think of your Facebook marketing in the broader context of your overall campaign and goals. We've already seen how it can work well with content marketing, but at the same time it can also be combined with influencer marketing, with SEO and with Google AdWords. We've seen that AdWords and Facebook ads are quite different, so why not use them to target different sections of your audience? What's more, you should also work on other social media channels like Twitter, LinkedIn and Google+. Then across all of these different platforms, you should make sure you're consistently using the same username and the same logo. Now every time someone clicks on anything you've done, they'll be greeted with the same consistent imagery, and this will help tie all the strands of your business together and to reinforce your branding. The old adage in the world of social media is be everywhere, and this is very good advice. The last tip I'll share is one of the single most powerful when it comes to making your ads a hit, and that's to play to ego. Now, what's meant by this? Simply that the most successful posts are the ones that allow your readers to be, a little narcissistic. In other words, take into account the fact that most people share content on social media because they think it shows themselves in a good light and because they're expressing themselves. Why would you like a post on Facebook? Is it because you want other people to read that post? Or is it because you want other people to see that you've liked it? Do you like posts about black holes in space sometimes so that you look intellectual? Or posts about charities so that you look generous and thoughtful? A lot of people do. And so, if your objective is to try and promote as many shares and as many likes for your ads as possible, you need to try and post things that people will want to share and that will make them look good. Another good way is to target a specific niche, such as people who work from home or people who work out. That way, people belonging to those groups will likely share the content to demonstrate their continued allegiance to that way of life. Humans are a funny bunch. While we might seem egocentric though, there is one common reason that we share content, and that's because it's a form of communication. Again, this is why it can be effective to write articles that describe a specific type of person, because that way people will want to share the content with their friends who fit that mold. When designing any ad and looking for engagement, ask yourself, would you be likely to click share or like if you saw it?